Ooh, spooky. I'm just kidding. Chat, what are we thinking? Hold on. What? What color are we thinking? Honestly, I'm feeling. Why is it not turning on? Oh. Damn, I was gonna say I'm feeling the red, but never mind. The blue actually looks way better, and it blends in with all my cowboy stuff in the back. So, hey. Anyways, I'm gonna try recording this video again for the past I don't know 20 times. I'm being generous. I'm not gonna lie. In reality, it probably has taken me holy shit, it's already been an hour, bro. I've been recording this video for an hour, or at least trying to. Anyways, vamos a bailar bien loco, bien loco. I'm just kidding. Oh, shit, I forgot people are asleep in this house. It's okay. It's wow, it's already 7. I'm tripping. I'm old asses. I'll wake them up. Anyways, what I was gonna say though, I'm gonna keep looking at my notes because that's actually where I written down everything I wanted to talk about in this video. But the main topic of this video is the Welcome to Derry show on HBO Max, dude. That show's good. If you have not checked it out, there's only two episodes out. I think it came out. One came out on Halloween, and I think one came out like the Sunday before Halloween. I know Halloween was on a Friday. That's the only reason why I remember it. What's it called? But yeah. Let me look. Oh my gosh, started like a motherfucker. That's the other thing too. You see how I started? I'm not gonna cut that out. You know why? Because I'm only gonna cut out whenever I feel myself getting distracted. Because it's gonna happen. Trust me. The way my brain works, it gets distracted. Hell, I'm distracted right now just looking at the green and red lights. You know why? Because it reminds me of Christmas, and I love Christmas. It's family time. It's tamales, you know? Anyways. Yeah, I cracked myself up. Hold on. The first note, I looked at my notes, right? Oh, shit, I just flashed you. I'm sorry. The first note that I see, fuck Netflix. HBO been better, doggy. I mean, I'm not lying. Like, he's telling the truth, you know? This is Groovy's review. It's not me. It's Groovy. I'm playing. That's me too. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, because I don't know did I specify in the intro? I probably did. But if I haven't already introduced myself, hello, my name's Anthony, aka Groovy Tony. Some people know me as Groovy. Other people know me as Tony. Mr. Anthony Garcia, if you're nasty. But anyways, what I really wanted to talk about was I want to say Netflix. Yeah, Netflix. They released the Ed Gein docuseries. I didn't like it. It was loosely inspired, and it was a lot of fallacies. It was not true to like. I don't want to say the art, but true because it was not an art. Like I promise, I'm not trying to glorify any of these serial killers or anything horrible they do because I saw a video on it recently. Actually, what's her name? Is it Abby Ree? She made a video talking about the Ed Gein documentary, and she actually is one of the people that inspired me to even make this type of content because I like how she was able to have a nice little yap sesh, but it sounded professional. And in reality, all she was talking about was the yassification of serial killers, which I agree. Like that was really prevalent in what the 70s and the 80s when, you know, Ted Bundy would get love letters or the Night Stalker would get, you know, people showing up to his court like, oh my God, they're so freaking hot. And it's like, yeah, hell's pretty hot too. I mean, if you believe in that, you probably gonna be in there too. But again, not everybody believes in heaven or hell or whatever. But what I was gonna say is, anyways, the reason why I mentioned that is because I understood as a kid growing up, like the people that are obsessed with these serial killers, they have something chemically wrong with them, right? Like their behavior is literally just a reflection of their subconscious and their consciousness working together, right? Two different things. I never knew that. Subconscious is more like your heart, right? You ever made a cup of coffee every morning, but you know you can't explain why you love it? It's probably not the caffeine. It's maybe the warm feeling that it gives you in your body, right? But again, that's something you have to correlate and make the connections on your own. But I'm getting distracted. I really am. I lost my train of thought again. You know, I really wish somebody would have told me that recording videos takes a lot out of your lungs because, look, I'm asthmatic as it is. My baby lungs are not going to be able to handle recording for this many hours. So that's why I'm really dedicated to getting my point across in 10 minutes or less. If I cannot get my point across in 10 minutes or less, I probably ain't got nothing important to say anyway. Delete the recording, delete the video, nuke the whole generation. I don't care. Do what you got to do. But yeah. I'm very animated if you couldn't tell by now. Muy bueno. Hey, look, there we go. There's an incentive for me to stop stuttering and to actually finish making this video. If I finish this video, I get to go eat. And I want to eat before 9 o'clock because or else I'm going to be laying in bed like, my stomach. But yeah, anyways, Here's what I want to talk about in this show. Again, major spoilers ahead for the show. Welcome to Derry, episodes 1 and 2. This is going to be Groovy's review. But I want to talk about mainly the first question I had in episode 1 was like, okay, what are they digging for in that one site, the army base? Like, what are they even looking for? Which I understand it's episode 1. They're not going to explain everything, and they did in episode 2. Which the way they explained it, explained it. The way they explained, what's gonna call it? Fuck, I forgot my train of thought. Anyways, I keep getting sidetracked. It's because I want to introduce so many topics in this one video, but I know I'm going to end up like ranting, or not ranting, but like prolonging the point instead of emphasizing the points I want to make. So I'm trying my best to really slow down, right? That's why if it seems like I'm talking slower, it's because, again, I'm trying to. I really want to build a professional voice. I want to speak clearly. I want to look you in the eyes like I'm looking at people right now. And I also want to be able to like identify, okay, am I speaking too much? Am I over explaining? Because I have a tendency to do that, you know what I'm saying? The way my brain works, I get excited, I get real animated, I talk with my hands, you know, as you probably have seen so far, and I get ruined conversations. That's why I say I'm a born yapper, but I'm really like a full-time listener / part-time content creator. Because yeah, bro, I'm just a creative soul at the end of the day. I like poetry, I like books, I like drawing, painting, I like all types of stuff that allows me to be creative and express myself in a way that I can't do it with words. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw. Hey, have you seen Saw? Yeah, I saw Saw too. You saw Saw too? Yeah, that's an old joke. Shout out Dashy Games if you know who that is. But anyways, what was I getting at again? Oh, that's right. I was noticing, right? I drink a lot of water. Like I've been pointing it out. This is 64 ounces. I wake up at 6 a.m. every day. I probably refill this by 12 o'clock at least twice. And then, you know, another time during lunch between 12 to 3, you know, whenever I decide to eat. It's kind of random, I'm not going to lie. But the whole point I'm trying to make is just the fact that, like, I've always had an irrational fear of, like, drowning myself to death. And not because I'm going to be swimming, which, you know, I can swim. But that's not the point. The point is, like, I've heard that you can actually drink so much water that you damage your body and you can, like, you know, damage some organs, I guess. I don't know. I have to fact check that. It's been a while since I read this fact, but, like, and who knows if it was an actual fact? Because, again, I read it as a kid. Like, as a kid, bro, I believed anything people told me because I was naive back then, which I still am, but it's more naive with a purpose, right? I still, as a kid, I asked the question why, but now I ask it because I want to understand the world around me and my own perception of it, right? That's, for example, like if I see a dog getting aggressive, I don't think of that dog as an aggressive dog. I just think, oh shit, like he's troubled. Like maybe somebody hurt him at one time. Maybe somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah. Fuck, I'm out of breath already. This is sad, dude. Oh my gosh. Un momento. I'm out of water. Fuck it. You know, no water. I don't need no water. It's fine. I don't need water. You know what? That's gonna be the motivation. I cannot go eat or drink water until I finish recording this video. How about that? Deal? So like I was saying earlier, I really like how this show tackles the illusion of choice because they do it through fear and anxiety. But again, they do it by attacking stuff that kids would be afraid of and their own little fears in their own little heads. But I love how they're doing it with Major Hanlon because, again, it's such an amazing decision to make this guy have a broken amygdala, like I said earlier, because, yeah, this guy's perfect for the job because as we found out at the end of episode 2, the stuff that they were digging in that one little dig site or whatever, the army or the navy or whoever it is, the military, I guess, whatever. When the military were over there digging and stuff, I thought they were looking for fossils. I thought maybe like this guy's just really, really well trained in fossils and this and that, but no, like Major Hanlon literally has Cero Miedo. Like I got that thing tatted on me, right? I got Penta and Rey Mysterio, but like, dude, that's different. When I got it, I got that for personal reasons. This guy literally chemically in his brain, he has a broken amygdala, so he cannot perceive fear. He's literally fearless, and I'm like, that's so fucking interesting. That's so cool. Like, are you kidding me? At least I think it's cool. And then another thing I wanted to mention was I think that was it, actually. Yeah, because I was going to go on a little bit of a rant talking about how I like this show over, you know, the Ed Gein documentary. Because I was watching, I think her name is Abby Ree. Let me look it up because I want to show love whenever I can. Like, and plus, when you have the power of Google or YouTube, like, right next to you, why not use it? So, okay, my bad. Totally unprofessional. But, Abby Ree. I really, really love her channel because she literally does the type of content that I want to do, which is just yap sessions. You know, if there's a topic whether it's like pop culture, maybe it's movies, maybe it's a game. I'm real nerdy, bro. I'm always gonna find something to talk about. I love basketball, wrestling, books, psychology, all of the above. Like I'm telling you, I have different avenues to get creative in because I like being a creative soul. You know what I mean? So, uh, I like Abby Ree though. I follow her. She has like what 50K subscribers. She made a video recently talking about the yassification of serial killers, right? Because, and I agree. Like I mentioned earlier with the whole like Ted Bundy, him having fans, and like how back in the day, like the Night Stalker, I think that was his name. He had fans that would show up to court like, oh my god, they're so hot, and I'm just like, why are you writing love letters to this man? He killed women. He would kill you in an instant. Like, anyways, that's not the point. The point is, I watched her video. I loved it. It was amazing because it highlighted a lot of stuff that made me watch, you know, the It Show versus Ed Gein. Ed Gein, I realized that show was loosely inspired and it quickly turned into like a money grab. And it had a lot of fallacies. It had a lot of misdirections. It had a lot of untapped potential, essentially. Like, that's what I'm trying to get at. I liked the first episode of the Ed Gein docuseries, but after that, nah, it loses the plot real quick, trust me. Or it just creates a subplot that, like, reality, dude, nobody fucking cares. We really do not care, but that's not the point. Here's what I do care about, though, and here's the point I'm trying to make. Welcome to Derry. If you have never seen this show, please watch it. It's really, really good, in my personal opinion. Episodes 1 and 2 so far. Again, this is just Groovy's review on episodes 1 and 2, but I gotta say, dude, I'm impressed. Like, cinematography looks really good. There's sorry, hold on, water break. Like sugar on my tongue. Y'all heard that album yet? I'm just kidding. Anyways, damn, I actually unintentionally distracted myself and I forgot my point. I lost my train of thought. My train of thought was here, right? And then it lost track. And then it went this way. And then it stopped at Walgreens. And then it stopped to get... You get the point. And now, I'm trying to find his way back to the hotel. The hotel is basically back in my body, if you didn't catch that. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm really hoping this is the last time I... Motherfucker. Okay, my bad. What I was trying to say is I love the way they showed the illusion of choice as it pertains to the Major... What's his name? Let me check my notes. Is it Major Hanlon? I think it is. Basically, he's an African American male on an army base, right? Which, again, in the 1960s, this is pretty like tense times. You know what I'm saying? If you know history, you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I really wanted to talk about the way they present to you the illusion of choice, right? And this is something that isn't new to me because I grew up watching like Mindhunter and I liked all this true crime stuff. I like the psychological aspects of serial killers. Like, how did you become you? You know what I'm saying? Where did you come from? Was it your childhood? Like, or how is it that two people can grow up in the same environment, in the same conditions, but because they're two different people at heart and, you know, anatomically or whatever, they grow up to be differently, right? That's psychology, understanding behavior and understanding the world around you through behavior and, you know, people's human psyche. That's why, for example, like people treat dogs like dogs, but it's like you kind of should treat them with respect and kindness because at the end of the day, like a dog doesn't know anything. They don't speak our language, right? It's like if you were to talk to me. Fuck me. It's like if you were to talk to me and I'm an English and Spanish speaker, but imagine if I didn't know English, right? It'd be like basically how I was in kindergarten where like I'm over here having to defend my honor and, you know, explain myself to people when they're not even listening because guess what? Groovy doesn't know English. He has to learn English through the school system and guess what? They're not helping. Okay, I'm really struggling to fix this fucking mic. You know what's funny? I actually intended this video to be like 10 minutes or less because I always said, like, I think I said it earlier, but if you can't get your point across in 10 minutes or less, I don't think your point was that important to begin with. But anyways, let me look at my notes again. I don't know why I keep closing it. I might as well just leave it open. Duh. But anyways, in this show, Welcome to Derry, in episodes 1 and 2, the main thing I wanted to highlight was the illusion of choice and then also fear or lack thereof, right? For example, I'm sure everybody has heard the saying, you know, stand for something or die for nothing, even when you're staring into the Reaper's soul, right? That's basically what happened in episode, was it 2? Yeah, episode 2 or 1. I think it was episode 1 when the Major that, what's his name? Major Hanlon, when he first got to the base, it's his first night there, and he gets beat up by these dudes in masks, right? And they literally point a gun to him like this, and they emphasize the gun, right? They do it on purpose because they want you to understand that, yo, There's something about this gun that they want you to know later, right? And that's what I mean. It, excuse me. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. What the hell? I didn't even eat that much. Sorry. Okay, my bad. I don't know why I just randomly got gas reflex. I don't know. But anyways, going back to what I said earlier about the illusion of choice, I want to really highlight, for example, perception, which when I say perception, I mean, think about it like this, right? Kids, the way they perceive clowns, right? Clowns to them can be either good or bad. As a kid, me personally, I grew up watching Zombieland a lot. I love Zombieland. I hated when that one zombie clown came out because he kind of creeped me out. I'm not going to lie. But now as an adult, clowns don't really scare me. The ones that do scare me are the ones that not wear makeup, but the ones that don't and decide to walk around looking like clowns and looking like fools, and they don't really care. Like, that scares me more than anything because it's like, bro, you don't even see yourself? Come on, do better. But again, that's not for me to judge. The whole point of me bringing that up, though, is the fact that, like, that's my perception, how I felt as a kid or as a teenager. Now, as an adult, I don't think that way at all. Bro, that's so toxic. Why would I even think that way? But the point is, like, that's the difference between fear and anxiety versus, you know, adults, right? Kids and adults, they perceive fear differently and they handle anxiety differently, right? Some adults, as we saw with Major Hanlon, like, he's not even able to talk to his wife about the secret mission that he's on base, right? He can't tell her anything, and it sucks because, like, I've known army brats, I've known army wives and widows and this and that, and when I speak to them, I'm just like, it's sad because you realize, like, yeah, these people are out fighting for our country, you know what I'm saying? They're doing their service, but at the end of the day, like, they're sacrificing so much. And that's what this show really does portray really, really well, is, like, the sacrifices that these people, when they join the military, like, what they really give up. It's not just a part of your soul, or, like, in Major Hanlon's case, the reason why I he's my favorite character in the show, because I wrote down, I don't know why I wrote this down. I wrote Major Hanlon, aka Leroy Jenkins. I literally wrote that. I'm not gonna lie. I could show you, but I don't want to blind the camera again. Basically, when I wrote that, all I was trying to say is that man, Major Hanlon, I think that's his name. I hope that's his name. I'll look it up right now. Actually, I have Google. I might as well use it. Welcome to Derry. Welcome to Derry cast. Let's see. It is Hanlon. It's Leroy Hanlon. That's why I wrote Leroy, because I'm sure if you've been following the internet and you're a, you know, gamer like me, you know Leroy Jenkins. But shout out Leroy in this show, bro, because Major Leroy Hanlon, he literally is the definition of cero miedo, which I got it tatted on me, right? So I live and breathe that shit. But he literally lives and breathes that shit. Like, he stared down the gun of a barrel and didn't even care. Why? I thought it's because, oh, this guy's a badass. He's army trained. You know, he's been through scarier stuff. I find out later on in the show, as we all find out through watching the show, Major Hanlon got a brain injury, right? And he basically has like a fractured amygdala, which, if you don't know amygdala, it's like the little squiggly thing in your brain. Like, it controls your fear and it controls your anxiety. But, like, what is anxiety if not just another version of fear? But what is fear to somebody who doesn't even fear anything at all, right? It's like explaining religion to somebody who doesn't even believe in anything at all, or me explaining Spanish to a dog, even though dogs, they have a good perception, but they don't have good understanding. So yeah, at the end of the day, they're not really going to perceive what I want them to perceive. And that's my point with this show, is that, like, I think so far through 2 episodes, it's early, you know. I want to wait till the end of the season, but I wanted to really get this video out first before I tackle more into, like, the subtopics moving forward, right? Hold on, I need water. Fuck, that was a lot of talking. Holy shit, that's a lot of words for Elmo. Pretty big words for Elmo. Where's my water? Me gusta. Anyways, what I was gonna say, the one thing I really like that this show's doing really well is just showing perception versus the art of noticing, right? Me, I've mastered the art of noticing when it comes to these type of horror films and horror TV shows. So I don't really pay attention to what they want me to pay attention to. I pay attention to what they don't show and how I perceive it. For example, like, I knew as soon as they took in what's her face in episode 2, they took her in for questioning again, and she confessed on accident because she was emotionally manipulated by that one chief. If you watch the show, you know what I mean. And again, I'm sorry if this video is a little, like, unstructured, a little random, right? it's kind of supposed to be like that, right? The whole point of these videos, I want them to be more of like a conversation between me and the camera, or essentially me and whoever's going to be watching this video, right? Family, friends, strangers, doesn't matter. I want you to get a taste of who I am, my personality. I mean, I can tell you straight up right now, I'm a basketball and wrestling nerd at heart. I love psychology. I love reading books. I like all types of stuff, bro. I'm literally inspired by things every single day. I'm learning how to paint right now. I want to learn crochet one day. I think that'd be cool. Like anything I can get my hands on, I want to learn it, bro. I'm an amateur photographer. I like seeing sunsets and sunrises. Thankfully, I'm in a place where I live where like we have some of the best sunrises and sunsets. So, but again, I'm getting sidetracked. What I was gonna say is, hey, I've been recording for 5 minutes. Dude, I'm proud of myself. That's actually a long time. Like compared to how much I was struggling earlier, dude, that's a really long time. I do this. Chat, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm tired. I really am. You don't want to know how long it took me to record the intro part of this video? I'll tell you. What the fuck? No way, it's already 6:30. Yo! See what I mean? Bro, I started recording this one video where I'm literally just going to talk about It the Clown, the show on HBO Max in the first 2 episodes, and like briefly touch on like, you know, my own psychological point of view on the whole thing. Doggy, I didn't realize I've been recording for the past 2 hours. In case you ever wanted a visual representation of what high functioning and ADHD in men looks like, I'm your guy. I do this shit, homie. Okay, I'm sorry. I got distracted because I had to hype myself up. But going back to what I said about the illusion of choice, that's what I mean. Like, I grew up watching Mindhunter on Netflix, and I'm so fucking pissed that they canceled that. I still am, because 2 seasons in, you had a hit, bro. You guys had a genius concept. If you've never seen Mindhunter, I highly recommend you do. But I'm not going to spoil it on here in case you do want to watch it. But basically, all it is just a show where 2 detectives, they go around interviewing serial killers because they want to know their psychology, right? They want to understand the mind of a serial killer to build a profile and understand, okay, we can kind of identify these people better if we know their behavior before we know, like, basically they want to know the signs before we know the symptoms, right? Because symptoms is just a result of like behavior. It's outcome based. But again, intention doesn't beat outcome. That's why, for example, you still see people get locked up even though they're mentally ill. They might get away sometimes, you know, with an easier charge because of their mental illnesses. But like at the end of the day, because the way the judicial, I said that word wrong. I'm gonna move on from that topic. Never mind. I'm gonna move on. That was embarrassing. Okay, I'm just gonna keep referring back to my notes. It's the only way I can stay organized and get my thoughts off real quick because I've been recording for almost 2 hours. That's embarrassing. Hey, not bad for my first video. I ain't gonna lie. It's pretty good. But the main thing I wanted to talk about was this show versus Stranger Things, right? Stranger Things, I have not finished watching Stranger Things. I stopped at like season 2, and I just found it way too hard to keep up with. Like after a while, like it was hard to figure out like if the line between a show that is well crafted and like, you know, made with like fan service, fan love, or is this a show that's going to turn into like a money grab, right? Because you have to think about it. Netflix is a company. I understand business. I understand at the end of the day, look, when you put a movie on there, if it's not getting a lot of clicks, not getting a lot of views, you got to take it off Netflix. Does it suck because you just added it like 2 weeks ago? Yes, I'm looking at you, Netflix, for deleting. What did they delete the other day? I don't even remember. All I know is that in the moment I was so pissed off, but it happened in the past, you know, like what's his face from Lion King says, yeah, but it still hurts, but it's in the past. What's his name? Oh fuck, what is his name in that show? Not show, the movie Lion King. He smacks him over the head with a stick. Rafiki? It's not Rashiki. Rashiki. Rikishi, I meant to say Rikishi. I'm only thinking about Rikishi, I promise, because earlier me and the homies were playing WWE and we got into a triple threat. It was them. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I caught myself. Hey, I caught myself though. See, I'm working on it. That's my point, is that I want to stop going on little tangents like that and actually stay more focused when I talk, you know? Okay, I'm going to be honest. This is like the 4th time my microphone has dropped, so I'm literally just going to grab it. Mic check, 1, 2. Ewy. Anyways, what was I saying? Wait, let me go back to my notes. Okay. I like the way this show tackles, you know, the illusion of choice because, for example, they do it in a way, like I said in the beginning of the video, the art of perception versus the art of noticing is 2 different things, right? I'm very good in front of the camera. I can talk to a camera like as if I'm talking to 500 people on a stream because it's like imagination, you know? In reality, who knows? Maybe in a month or 2, I do have 500 views in this video. It's like, that's pretty cool. Like, that is cool to me because think about it. In my high school class, I was top 10% when I graduated, but like, That's just 10% of the whole class. 10%, that's a lot of people in a high school full of what? I think we were like 300 students, 200 students. I don't remember. But the point is, like, we were up there. And the point I'm trying to get at is just the sense that, like, yeah, 500 views is a lot, bro. That's a lot of eyes. Like, think about it. What if in one day 500 people told you you were beautiful, but half of those lied? Kind of weird, right? That's kind of the way I like to describe it, you know. So, I mean, here's what I'm thinking. What I want to do with this channel moving forward, like I said earlier, I want to grow my professional voice. I want to learn how to speak calmly and clearly and just don't mumble, don't stutter, right? Don't get in your head too much, right? Essentially just speak. Right now, for example, it's just me, a microphone, and a camera. A camera where maybe 50 people are going to view this video, maybe 10 people view the video, maybe 5, and maybe those 5 are like me and my friends, you know? But that's fine. Like I said, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here because I want to grow professionally, right? I call myself a content creator. I call myself a self-proclaimed, you know, poet, artist, this and that. Well, it's time to nut up or shut up and actually live up to the name, you know what I'm saying? So, like, when people click on my videos or my poetry page, they know a little bit of my heart. When they click on here, they know a little bit of my heart and my mind. When they talk to me personally, that's when you get to really know my psyche and how your psyche influences mine, you know? It's so interesting, bro. Like, that's the type of person I am. Like I said, I'm real passionate about things because, you know, the way my brain works. But at the same time, like, I have so many passions and inspirations every day that, like, it's kind of hard to boil them down. For example, I rewatch shows all the time. I'm starting to stop that habit, essentially, because I want to stop watching old shows and start watching new shows. For example, like, I'm slowly but surely getting back into anime because anime as a kid was something that always interests me, but, like, it's kind of hard to explain to a kid, like, yo, anime is cool, bro, you're fine, when, like, he's going to school getting bullied for liking this. And it's like, the fuck? And granted, I say bullied with, like, a grain of salt, because is it really bullying if they hit me once and I hit them back and they never hit me again? I don't think so. I think that's just calling it fair. But anyways, that's not the point. What was the point? Do you know the point? Chat, what was the point? Fuck me. What I was going to say is that's the main reason I'm making this channel, is because I want to learn how to grow professionally as an adult. Like, I want to have a professional voice, right? Where I can speak calmly and clearly, because my thing is I kind of mumble sometimes, right? And I kind of, from time to time, I have a tendency to stutter, right? But it only comes out when I get too excited. And like I said, my mind starts working slower than my heart does, because I'm really connected with my heart and emotionally, like the way I'm emotionally intelligent, the way I'm able to read people's behaviors, you know, through psychology or whatever. But I just think that's an art within itself that I have. So I consider myself an artist, right? Same thing with like I'm getting into painting. I do a lot of creative stuff on the daily basis, but that's not the point. The whole point is that I'm going to talk about the show called Welcome to Derry. Episode 1 and 2 already came out. And I think the second one came out on Halloween, which is pretty cool because it reminded me of back in the day in 2010. 2010, The Walking Dead, when they came out, they had their whole little rollout. They did the same thing. They pretty much rolled it out, I think, a week or two before Halloween. And then they knew that episode 2 or 3, like, it's really going to ramp up. So let's say if you just casually tuned in, like, oh, what's this show? The Walking Dead? Like, it's probably pretty cool, right? And then you tune in and watch it. And then next thing you know, you're like 5 seasons in. You're like, damn, this show is really good. That was me anyway. That's what happened to me. And back in 2010, I was young. Let's just say that. But nah, seriously. The only reason I bring up The Walking Dead is because, again, it's one of those shows that as I rewatch it as an adult, I realize I like the show for the dynamics between like the little groups more than I do the zombies, right? Zombies I love though, because Zombie Land is my favorite movie of all time. Besides Back to the Future. It's hard, bro, because I'm a sucker for good trilogies, right? If you can give me banger after banger, shout out Seamus, banger after banger after banger, and not burger after burger after burger, right? Don't feed me slop, all right? I can make my own burgers at home. Don't give me no cheap McDonald's burger. You better give me chef's kiss. I better be able to freaking smell the love coming from the food, right? I'm comparing to the food because I'm hungry. I'm not going to lie. What time is it? 7? Yeah, I haven't even ate dinner yet, but I will soon. I'm sick. I'm sick of this. I'm just kidding. No, I'm fine. It's just annoying, bro. I didn't realize how much like recording videos would be annoying because like it's not the fact that I can't get my point across in so many words. It's the fact that like I have so many words I want to say because I'm so passionate about the topic. And that's what you're going to notice about this channel moving forward, right? If you're wondering the kind of content I'm going to make, you know, to decide whether or not this is the channel for you, if you're a basketball nerd, subscribe. If you're a wrestling nerd, subscribe. Do you like horror? Do you like psychology the way I do? Do you like books? Do you like to draw, paint, take pictures of the sunset? Do you like trying new places, new foods? Subscribe. You might like it around here. I don't know. But again, that's why I wanted to drop this video, because I wanted you guys to see a little bit of my personality. I wanted to give you guys my mini review, very beef, very brief review of Welcome to Derry, the HBO Max TV show, and the first 2 episodes so far, which I think the third one comes out this Sunday. So maybe I'll drop a video that day when I watch it, or maybe like the night after. I don't know yet. I don't know my schedule yet, to be honest. I'm trying to figure out a schedule that I want to work with. Because here's what I'm thinking, right? Holy shit. I know I said I was going to wait until I'm done recording to get water, but no, fuck that. I'm tired. My eyes are watering, doggy. Oh my gosh. And not even because I'm crying. It's just because it's so fucking hot in this room for some reason. And I'm hungry. So I'm going to go eat now. Bye. Oh, right. I forgot to mention, in the next video, I'm going to give you guys a better structured, plan for the channel. That way, like I said, if you're a basketball or wrestling nerd like me, you know when to tune into the channel, or, if you want to just subscribe and just watch all the videos I make. But like I said, my content, while it is going to be a little bit of random, there is going to be some structure to it, right? Wrestling, for example, wrestling videos are always going to come out either on Tuesday or on Saturday, because Friday night SmackDown and then Monday night Raw. And again, like, I like being able to sit with it, like take the impact of the show, analyze it, and then make a video in the morning, right? I can that way, for example, if I get stuck in the morning, right, let's say I got something else on my mind while I'm journaling, I can also journal in, this wrestling stuff, and then kind of just motivate myself to be more structured in my thoughts and more precise. That's the point. Is, again, I'm tired of talking, and the way I talk, it's like full automatic machine gun. No. We don't want that. We want burst, right? We want pew, pew, pew. Why? Because pew, pew, pew versus the difference between those two. I'm being so loud. I forgot. Yo, that's also why that's also why I'm gonna quit this recording, because I am being loud and it's almost 8 o'clock and I'm expecting a knock at my door. Tony, shut the fuck up. It's not gonna happen, but it could. Just like I could easily end this video right now without saying goodbye. But I won't. Goodbye.